Hey, how's it going? What's up? What's up? Um, Usual stuff. If you like what we do, either hit the super chat or um, the things on the bottom that show other ways to support us. And also comment, like, share, subscribe. That's the other great thing you can do. And yeah, that's basically it. Um, we talked about this at the end of yesterday, and I didn't really get a good look at it until today. So today's the first day really gonna talk about it. But did y'all see that thing that Black Lives Matter did for Martin Luther King Day? Something was interesting about it. I went on the page of the person who created it, and they said they made it in 2019. It's not even. It doesn't even seem to be new. They just kind of on the spot. I mean, this kind of. It seems to me brought it back. That it's not even a new video. Kind of bizarre. But yeah, this is the thing. I'm just gonna pull it up on the screen now. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's having a good time. Hey BX, hey B Scott, hey Salam, hey I Sound Info, Your J. Yeah, I don't understand. Your J is always making Katie Halper jokes. I don't get it. I have no idea. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I checked the website of the actress. I did. Hey Gabriella. Oh, you finally got to show up. I feel like Gabriella was saying she never gets the notifications. Yeah, I got a quick look at the website of the actress. It's interesting. I don't want to make fun of her. I mean, but it's a little. I mean, I went to her Facebook too, the actress, and there was some stuff about some slam poetry about black men, and I feel like kind of tired. Like I just can't uh do too much on it. I mean, some of it seemed like low hanging fruit. I don't know, but I don't even know where to begin. But this is the video. I'll just put it up right now.
It's your girl, Shayna.
Oh, I just realized something. I keep forgetting. Damn. Everything gets me a copyright strike. I let me turn the sound off. Hopefully the copyright strike already probably happened. But anyway, just want to rush to turn the sound off. It's kind of whack because without the sound, you don't get the full effect. But at the same time, if I don't turn the sound off, like everything gives you a copyright strike. Um. Oh, yeah. Thanks for the donation, B Scott. Yeah, someone said the bounce beat was from 2007. Yeah, so basically twerking in the Capitol for Martin Luther King's birthday, and I mean personally, I don't think she's a great twerker. I mean, she's got a good energy. I think she's a beautiful sister, um, but I feel like something that a lot of these activists kind of do. I don't know why. One of the things like a lot of these new activists do is they get off on trying to make people uncomfortable. Like I feel like it's part of the unapologetically black thing, to kind of go into white spaces and force in their mind like their trauma on like they're gonna force you to like us to pay attention to us and stuff. But a lot of people saw it, and I'm gonna play it again. I just want to let it play through. Again, I wish I could play it with sound, but I feel like but um hold on a second. The American flag I thought was interesting, but I'm trying to pause certain parts, so you have to bear with me. Yeah, right there. Uh, Somebody pointed this out to me, and I thought it was crazy. Uh, yeah, it said influencer. Can you guys see that? The shirt says influencer. That part was really interesting to me, and I felt very validated by that. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Um, yeah, so that I thought was interesting that the shirt said influencer right on the front of it. And also, let's go. That was one part. And then I gotta try to catch it just right. But there. Uh, Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. I feel they were trying to do something here. Um, where they were trying to get a slavery thing going on, right? Do you get like those very scenes where they made it seem like her hands were in chains, you know? That I thought was pretty interesting. That they had her hands in chains, and then, but it's various times the hands in chains thing seems to happen. Like I feel like that can't be unintentional. That had to be partially on purpose. That they kept putting the. I think that's the last time that there's fingers. I mean that there's hands in front of the chains. I might have missed one. And then this is something that Vita brought up yesterday. Look how they open it and how this thing looks like a white phallus, but they start. So it starts. The first thing is the white phallus, and then this very very dark skinned woman, and then the American flag combined with So then there's the American flag, and then the chains start coming out, and the chains combined with the influencer thing, and yeah, the chains and all that, and I just felt like there's like a weird um I know people are gonna call me like obsessed or whatever, like um that I'm a hammer that sees nails everywhere, but tell me um there's not some slave play aspect to that. Like I just kind of weird. I don't know. Like the sexual dancing, the chain imagery, the white phallus opening it up, and the American flag. It just seemed to have a lot of slave slave play undertones. You know? Am I I mean, I don't see how this is much better than the Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial or the Beats thing. It's pretty bad. But then the caption goes, um, this is the caption. Twerk on Washington is a declaration of freedom and healing, advocating for a decolonization of over-sexualizing black women's bodies to reclaim an ancient sacred dance of liberation and wellness, sampling the I Have a Dream by the great Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., delivered during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. The shame of our traditional practices is not ours. Trauma is kept in the body, shake it off. So again, there's same trauma fetishization that happens. So if you throw that in there, chains, this kind of weird white phallus, American flag, sexualized dancing, and then dancing in front of the Abraham Lincoln statue, and talking about trauma. Like I feel like we have a generation of creators in the form of artists, actors, activists, writers, everything that can't really build community or share a message outside of trauma bonding. They build their communities through trauma bonding. They hold their meetings like group trauma bonding sessions, and they try to get their rights by trying to trauma bond with white people or share their own trauma bonding with white people. All their and I'm not just gonna put it on the new blacks. Like I was watched Nate Parker's American Skin. There was a whole bunch of trauma bonding in there, trauma. and so was his last movie, Trauma. If Beale Street Could Talk, um, Lovecraft Country had a lot of trauma. Slave Play had a lot of trauma. Moonlight had a lot of trauma. Precious had a lot of trauma. Like, and I just feel like that's the only Queen and Slim had a lot of trauma. Like, I feel like that's the only message people have to share with people, or the only way they can build pseudo community with each other. It's yeah. Someone said just like when Russell Simmons did the Harriet Tubman's. Yeah, it was. So Oprah said you get trauma, and you get trauma. Yeah, I mean it's just kind of strange. Like I'm not sure why it kicked me out just there, but yeah. I mean it's just strange. Like I'm not even a prude or like at first the twerk thing felt like a troll, and I thought that was kind of weird. But honestly, I wouldn't even have minded the twerk on Washington, but it seemed if it was contextualized better, but it just seemed to be like I'm going to force myself in your space and make you notice me, and it just seemed like it was trying too hard to provoke, and I didn't really think it was necessary. But yeah, the caption, I didn't finish reading the caption because I got kicked out, so I lost the let me go back to the caption. Yeah, so it says following the launch of the United States Postal Service campaign, Write Black Love Letters, the creative and curatorial team of Patrice Colores and Noni Lamar deliver a new series of works that focus on Black life and how MLK's life has inspired us to live. So um, I think she kept this separate from MLK. I mean, I wouldn't have been my cup of tea, but I would have been like, whatever. But it just seemed like weird to tie it into MLK, and then put that "I Have a Dream" sample over it. Also, because I'm just sick of "I Have a Dream." Like I just feel like if you're a black organization or black creative, and all you're doing is still pushing the myth that that was his most important speech, and that's not even the whole speech, but just a part of his speech, the most important thing that he said, then you're dropping the ball on your duty to educate and to continue his work, because his work wasn't just about the dream part of that speech. And she goes, he goes, the new series will live on the BLM website and Instagram in celebration of King's influence and achievements as a civil rights leader. Um, so basically, this is what you're saying, that King died for her to have the right to do, which I feel like is kind of trivializing his work. This year is especially important to amplify his work more than ever after the violent events that took place at the U.S. Capitol. So then again, why are you tying this into the U.S. Capitol? Like, I just hate when they just um, tie in these things to like serious, more pressing things. So it's tied into Martin Luther King, the U.S. Capitol, our symbol of democracy on January 6th. This attack against the 117th U.S. Congress, carried out by a mob of white supremacists, was an attempt to overturn Trump's defeat in the election. So now she's gone to vague electoralism, a direct assault on our rights to vote in democracy. We need to uplift our community right now, and these artists have been curated as love is a focal point of their work. And with love brings healing and ability to rejoice and continue the necessary work to move forward as people. So I just feel like it's kind of a lot of babbling, to be honest, and it doesn't really tie into Martin Luther King, the Capitol, vague electoralism, or anything. They're just evoking his name to legitimize it. So yeah, it was interesting. But what I found also interesting was this is her Facebook page, and her name is Shayna Lynn. This is the most popular thing. The twerk on Washington. Um, this is where it. Let's see. Same thing. Same thing. Hold on. I don't use Facebook. Somebody had to log me onto here on their account, and I don't even. But so I don't know what the date. Here it is, July 4th, 2019. So this thing happened on July 4th, 2019. So yeah, I found that kind of strange. So this is going on 2 years old. So it really had nothing to do with any of that stuff. And like Gabriella pointed out very astutely, why did she have it's too cold to dress that way? It's because she did it in July 2 years ago. So that was like especially strange. It was done in the summer. It wasn't done in response to any of those things, any assault on democracy, whatever. They just kind of retrofitted it into that, So I found that funny. That you can just go to a site and see that there was no real connection. Her What was the original caption? The original caption says, "Declaration of freedom and healing. Trauma is in the body. Shake it off." That's all she said. So they kept the trauma is in the body part and all that stuff. Someone said someone was cleaning out their old files. Yeah, basically, it was all bizarre. Um, yeah, that's basically that. Um, and I was gonna share some quick other things and then go on. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, the whole slavery mixed with sexuality stuff is what kind of really got on my nerves. Like the twerking and then the slave chains and the white phallus and then Abraham Lincoln, the whole nine. Maybe it was carelessly done and it wasn't intentional. I don't know. That's always a possibility. Always a possibility. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, and the caption was really forced. Uh, so this is the last thing. I'm not gonna stay on too long because yesterday was pretty long and I don't want to overload people and make these impossible to catch up on. But this is what I wanted to share. I thought this was. Oh, I don't know if you just got into the chat, but I said this before. The twerking wasn't that good either. Yeah, the twerking wasn't that good. I said before you came in here that the twerking was high energy. I give it credit for, she committed to it, like she gave it her all. But skill wise, the twerking was kind of underwhelming. So yeah, you weren't alone. You weren't alone with that. Um, the flag doesn't bother me that much because I kind of understand why some Black Americans, and this is similar to what you're saying, that someone said the left should appropriate it, and yeah, like sometimes I see Black people, like ADOS do it, like try to reclaim the flag and be like, no, we're not gonna let you off the hook by rejecting the flag. We're going to claim the flag on the basis that we contributed to this country, and you're not going to erase the fact that we did as much, if not more, to create this country than you did. So, if you're a Black person using the flag on some reappropriation stuff versus some patriotism, I can kind of get it. I don't know where I ultimately fall on that, but also I'm not of American slave descent, so I'm not. It's not really my ultimate place to weigh in on that question anyway. I can have my opinion stuff, but yeah, it's not my way. But when you combine the flag shorts with all the other imagery, um, then I think something, whether intentional or not, something weirdly vulgar is happening. Yeah, yeah. So the flag in and of itself doesn't bother me, but the flag in the context of everything else is part of the package with the sexual and trauma and slave and chains imagery. The message gets kind of confused to me, So, anyway, this is what I found was interesting. It says somebody put this up. I thought it was pretty cool. The OSS was the precursor. The OSS was the precursor to CIA, and the OSS had this memo about how to do false flags and ruin organizations and ruin, infiltrate and undo like radical movements. And what it says is general interference with organizations and production. One, insist on doing everything through channels. Never permit shortcuts to be taken in order to expedite decisions. Two, make quote unquote speeches. Talk as frequently as possible and at great length. Illustrate your quote unquote points by long anecdotes and accounts of personal experiences. Never hesitate to make a few appropriate quote unquote patriotic comments. Three, when possible, refer all matters to committees for quote further study and consideration. Attempt to make the communities as large as possible, never less than five. Four, bring up irrelevant issues as frequently as possible. Five, haggle over precise wordings of communications, minutes, resolutions. Six, refer back to matters decided upon at the last meeting and attempt to reopen the question of the advisability of that decision. Seven, advocate caution, quote unquote caution. Be quote unquote reasonable and urge your fellow conferees to be quote unquote reasonable and avoid haste, which might result in embarrassment or difficulties later on. Eight, be worried about the propriety of any decision. Raise the question of whether such action as is contemplated lies within the jurisdiction of the group or whether it might conflict with the policy of some higher echelon. And I was thinking, if you change some of the words, because this is a very specific context, but if you change some words from like patriotic to say pro-black or woke or black nationalistic, like it all depends on what the specific context is. Or you could put feminist in there, you could put conservative, liberal in place of patriotic, like whatever the tone of the group. This is for number two, or whatever the purpose of the group, then never hesitate to make a few appropriate whatever comments for that group. But one thing I've learned from the month and a half been on Clubhouse and watching all different types of black groups converge, whether it's like cash activists to Morris science guys to whatever, Pan-African, ADOS, Caribbean, whatever the group that's trying to talk about issues. I was like, wow, it's like we're self-agents. Like so many conversations sound exactly like they follow these 8 steps. And people always use the word agent, but I think a lot of people are unwitting agents. Like this is like a manual on how to run a 12-hour Clubhouse room that has no end result. And I don't think Clubhouse created this climate. I think a lot of our organizations, real life meetings and whatever happened this way. I think Clubhouse just kind of brought it into the open for everyone to see in an undeniable way. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you could change some phrases of this, like we need to have a conversation about, or just change the words, like instead of caution, have accountability and whatever the new jargony buzzwords are for your particular group. But yeah, I thought that was pretty crazy to see. Yeah, I mean, not that deep. I don't know. I think it's easy to say it's not that deep, but people keep doing it. It's like yeah, people. I'm gonna say it's just Clubhouse rules. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem that deep because it's simple, but I think the simplest stuff is the most dangerous stuff because it's the easiest to duplicate and replicate and stuff. Yeah, I mean, any harebrained person can implement this, and a lot of smart people let their meetings and their whether real world meetings or Clubhouse meetings get derailed by them and are unable to see through it. I mean, I know I have when I was first moderating, would let a lot of that stuff get derail the rooms that I was moderating. I haven't seen Yes Minister, but I'll check it out. Yeah, but that's basically it. This is a short one. That's it. Wasn't planning to talk about too much because yesterday's was longer and I'm trying to keep them balanced. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that one. I just want to do that quick breakdown, the Black Lives Matter thing, and I want to see if people notice those things that I mentioned. And also this OSS thing. We're gonna talk about some other stuff tomorrow. Um, and as usual, you see the ways to donate on the bottom. Venmo or Cash App is at champagnesharks.com. PayPal is champagnesharks at gmail.com. And of course, go to patreon.com/champagne sharks to become a member. We just released some episodes today. Check those out. And there's free and bonus episodes and all, and you get a bunch of perks from the bonus episodes. Thanks so much. Everyone be good. And I will check out that movie, Yes Minister. If it's a movie, I'll Google it. It sounds good. All right. Be good, guys. Take care.